Good afternoon. Hello, friends.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about everybody else?
I'm doing good. Hi,
Yay.
Nadine. Wolfie. Wolfie, I just wanted to say I love you because I do. Wolfie, everywhere I go, Wolfie is the most kind, welcoming individual, and I just love it. Love her. How's everybody feeling? Everybody good? It's been a day.
It has been a day.
Did everyone stay up late last night?
I think everybody did.
Did we all stay? Yeah, I don't,
Wanted to stay up
beautiful.
later, but I had to go to
Girl.
bed.
Gypsy, welcome. Thank you for being here. Wow, what an honor. Thank you. I'm so happy that you're here. Happy to catch us live. We're glad you're here. Um, welcome in, welcome in. We're going to be talking about Kiely Rodni. Basically, how we got here, right? Like,
Right.
I'm just going to give a really brief for those who may not know the story of Kiely if you've lived under a rock. Hi, Thumb Thug. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you. And you don't know the story of Kiely Rodni from Truckee, California. She disappeared. 16-year-old Truckee, California girl goes missing from a party in the woods that by all accounts her friends set up. Her friend, but we'll say friends, on August 5th into the hours of August 6th was the last time she was physically seen. Depending on when, I guess, if you want to go with she was last seen on the 6th, 16 days later, Adventures with Purpose locates her exactly where her phone last pinged, found her and her automobile.
The badasses, I should say.
Yeah, and I'm going to get into that in just a minute. We're going to talk about the man hours, the agencies, what we're entitled to and what we're not entitled to. We're going to talk about law enforcement. We're going to talk about Adventures with Purpose, foul play, accident, things found, divers in general. And I know that my partners in true crime have many, many, many things they want to go over too. I do want to say a couple of things really, really quick before they jump in. And I want to give credit where credit's due. A lot of times you guys see us working a case and you think, oh, that came from so-and-so, everyone's working that case, whatever. On this particular Kiely Rodni case, Crazy Mama has had this in her heart since day one, she heard this. I was in handling house stuff. LFT was handling her stuff. And we kind of were behind. Crazy Mama has been the lead since moment one and really has encouraged us. So I wanted to thank you and give you credit because it's not the first time that she has chosen which cases we should work on. You see her in chat, and you see her elsewhere, but what you don't know is that behind the scenes, she's kicking ass, taking names, and
But I'm
working.
not like that and don't need to be
I
singled
know
out.
you don't need to,
Okay.
but I like to acknowledge your hard work.
Thank you.
Where LFT is amazing at research and kicking ass and taking names there, like you've just been all around handling business. You know, you've been keeping us straight and updated. So that's where it's just been amazing. And this is not the first time that she has chosen cases that we looked into. A lot of times she's the one who's like, hey, we need to look into this. Adventures with Purpose. If you haven't subscribed, liked, shared, danced around, commented on each and every video, please do. Their link is pinned at the top. One of the best ways to support them, if you can afford to, is buy a t-shirt, buy a hat, buy the car, the window breaker thing. Each time that you support them, it helps them. They are not hidden behind a paywall. And that comment makes me go a little bit crazy. These are good guys who volunteer their services, tried to provide for their families on whatever's left over that we donate as a general public. I'm not saying we're on their level in any way, shape, or form. I can tell you it's expensive to run a podcast. It's expensive to run our podcast, and we're not monetized. I look at them as the same way. They're not monetized. They do everything on donations. So if it's in your heart, please either donate, purchase a t-shirt, do something nice, leave a nice comment for them on their videos, like them, go and like them all.
They're hiring right now.
Are they hiring?
I've seen that.
Yeah, I watched the video.
Good for them. That means that they're getting more cases. That's amazing. That's hi, S. Hockett. Thanks for coming in.
Candy kisses too.
Oh, candy kisses. Yay. Thanks for being here. My computer's a little bit slow, so forgive me if I don't acknowledge you. I am in a metropolitan area at a very large hotel that seems to not have any Wi-Fi. So I'm sorry if I screw up somewhere.
Tia's homeless right now.
It's really ridiculous. So anyway, I'm going to kind of turn it over because I'm going to start asking questions of you guys and just oh, you're going through a rough candy kisses. I'm really sorry to hear that. Sending you our love and prayers. I'm really sorry to hear that. You have our support. I'm sorry that you're going through a rough time, and please let us know what we can do to help. So, Crazy Mama, LFT. I'm trying to breathe because I have many thoughts going in several different directions, but I'm trying to stay on track here.
Can I just start
Yes.
on what made me get here where
Yes.
I am? And this is just my opinion.
Hell yes.
All three of us normally don't agree on things, and that's what we like. We like having the healthy discussions, you know. So I first listened to, and Sammy's interview. So I just used her own words, and that made me side eye, right away. I'm not saying she was directly involved. She calls this. I'm just going by what Sammy actually said. A lot of things that she said just didn't make sense to me. For instance, the outfit. They stated the last, the bodysuit, the pants, that's what was seen. She was wearing it, 6 o'clock on the video on the, okay. So Sammy states she was with her all night, but Sammy never mentioned this. And I'm not talking about the black hoodie because that was just loaned to her, to Kiely that day. So that's why they even brought up the black hoodie. But I'm talking about the white and pink hoodie that law enforcement actually said they seen a video of Kylie wearing. Why didn't Sammy mention that? Not one time did she mention that hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, she talks about the whole she had a ride home, that she got a ride home, that she went over to tell Kylie bye. She loved her. She left. She was on 89 after she left the party. So, and she even mentions at the end of the party, but I thought she left the party early. So why did she say at the end of the party?
That was a point for me as well.
Yes. And Kylie calls her. So between her leaving and Kylie calls her, she's on 89. That's like what, 5 minutes? So Kylie already forgot. Oh shit, Sandy already said that she's got another ride home. So explain that. And
My
then,
feeling on that one is because they weren't really hanging out as much as someone says they were.
oh, yeah. But she
But that's
said
just, yeah.
she was seen, they were seen together. And I think that's why she inserted herself, because she knows that they were seen together throughout the party. That's just my, And then she states that she could hear the party going on in the background, that Kylie was not in a car. So how did Kylie drive in the water at 12:33 when her phone turned off? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me that she heard the party going on when she spoke to her at 12. She says, wait a minute, around 12:36. So if she hears her at the party and it's going on, how the hell does she drive down to the water that quick and get into the water? Drive into the water, I should say.
Right.
I know I'm talking fast. I'm like, whoa, but it just drives me crazy. She was intoxicated, Sammy states.
Right.
The road had so many ruts and shit. So how did she drive down to the water in 3 minutes? Because that's when her phone shut off, I believe. You know what I mean? That was the last.
That was the last ping, right?
Yes. So, but Sammy spoke to her. Let's just say it was 12:30 and it wasn't 12:36 as she states. So if it was 12:30, how the hell did she drive down to there in 3 minutes? So there's a reason that phone call was made, in my opinion. Because LE has that information. They can find out that was the last known call made.
So do you think that she texted her mom as well? Or do you think Kylie texted her mom as well? Thank you,
No.
Gypsy. We love that you're here for it. No.
Nope. Anybody can open her phone because they're like, well, how does she know what to say to her? Whoever had her phone, how do they know what to say to her mom? Copy and paste. You can go by what she said previous to her mom and copy and paste that shit. And there it is.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. Crazy Mama is the one, Candy Kisses, that is speaking currently. She's the third to our trio, if you will. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't normally do panels. I like the behind the scene crap. I hate talking on panels.
She does such a good job, though. But to be honest with you, she's the one who keeps us straight. She's the one who's like, where's your proof?
Oh, I do like to see the black and white. I like to be able to see. Yeah. And I think we're all like that. Like, we're not just going to go by what somebody says in chat or what somebody says on a Facebook group. I want to hear from law enforcement, things like that. And
because we'll use your own words against you.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm doing now.
Right. But that's the problem. The contradictions are there's so many problems, in my opinion. I'm not going to speak for the rest of my team, my teammates there, but red flags, problems. Listen, where the hell are you people? I'm just going to keep asking, how the hell did we get here?
A lot of different missteps.
What?
I said a lot of different missteps. A combination of unfortunate events.
Yeah, it's like bad lightning striking several times in the same location, and you're like, make it stop. please.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
when I say, like, I also want to say really quick before you continue, Crazy Mama, is that uh we at Decipher are very proud supporters of law enforcement.
Yes.
Very proud supporters of law enforcement. Um, I don't criticize them because they're the first people I'm going to call when I need help. Um, what I'm questioning and not criticizing, questioning is what's relevant and what isn't in your eyes
Mhm.
and why. I mean,
Right.
why is the relevancy different in this case than it would be in another case?
Mhm.
You know?
And that's even, think about it, 4 days in with her being missing, you know, it wasn't just local law enforcement involved. The FBI was involved at that point.
That okay, so that blows me away.
Mhm.
That blows me away. How many agencies, man hours, and all that? I know you have that stuff.
I know 18 different agencies was there, and like almost 20,000 man hours was put in
Wow.
by the end of this.
Hmm.
How the hell did they miss that car? And like Tia said, I back the blue. I really do. But
Mhm.
when it's right in front of you and there's been mistakes made, and we all see the mistakes that's made. Um, hell, people were seeing the car on the
On the drone foot.
videos. Yes.
Yes.
And they had, remember that I said that Captain Brown
Hmm.
said they walked, had driven, flown, grid searched, the grid search getting into tighter. So
Hmm.
they've flown the area too. How the hell do they not see that when the YouTube people can see that and point that out?
And they also said things like about side sonar and
Hmm.
ROVs and
Yes.
just the equipment used. But I never, and I'm saying this. I wasn't going to say it, but I'm going to say I never saw anybody get wet.
I
Right.
Who
saw,
got in the
I
water?
saw in their defense, I saw a couple.
Really?
True story. Yeah.
Hey, he said he had swimmers, like
Yeah.
swimmers in the water. He actually stated they had swimmers in the water, and
Yeah.
I think that was on day 4 as well. Yeah, they had a dog
Mhm.
team and swimmers.
Okay. Well, just gonna. I mean, is Ray Charles swimming? Who's looking for this child?
Hey, everybody's Stevie Wonder with this case. I'm
I,
telling you.
yes. Like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but honest to God, is it possible that this was foul play? Why wouldn't you get everything from the bottom of the lake? I mean,
Exactly.
okay. So,
Mhm.
S. Hockett, we are definitely going to get into that. We are definitely going to get into that because that's an enormous question in my mind. Um, thank you for asking that. Crazy Mama, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, 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 you're fine. Let's continue this with, you know, the
You want to go
stuff
into
that,
the findings?
yes, to like law enforcement versus, you
Okay.
know, AWP.
Okay. Um,
Let me
so
just say this real quick.
okay.
Adventures with Purpose does do this on the daily. I get that. You all, I understand they do this daily, and law enforcement doesn't actually do dives daily and find people and vehicles in water. I get that. But what I don't understand is law enforcement is trained to go by evidence. She last pinged in that area. Look how close she was away from shore. What the actual,
Mhm.
how in the hell did they miss that?
And the
I'm not
car
even
is
talking about diving, just by looking.
well, that was my point. The car is enormous. I mean, it's not enormous. We're not talking Harry
Hmm.
Milligan large, but I mean, we're talking an SUV silver that reflects the sun, and that lake is clear.
Hmm.
I have quite I
And
have
it's
questions.
upside down. I'll give them that credit even. But how could we, as YouTubers, people, how could we, how many people I've seen say that they seen that car in that drone footage?
So many, yes. Yes.
How
Hi,
did they see
Jeremy.
that?
It baffles me. And I'll be honest. I mean, y'all know how I was in the beginning. I was like, this is a tragic accident. We need to just give space to the family. I was
Hmm.
still,
Yes.
I was all about this was an accident.
Hmm.
A very tragic, tale of drinking and driving in teenage. And I had a friend when I was in high school. In fact, he was a year older than me. Was at senior week, was at the beach. Um, it was he had just actually hadn't even walked. It was, the week between you get out of school and when you walk for graduation. And he lost his watch in the water as he's swimming. He went back down to get his watch and he never came back up. He was drunk.
Mm.
Um, it happens. It's awful. I was in my head like this is a terrible cautionary tale in an accident. And now I'm like, the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it was, okay, we're just going to go for 1 second on the accident. Total tragic accident. She maneuvered in the dark, intoxicated to the water. She did it all alone, crawled in the back seat, blah, 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 all the things, right? Even then, I need someone to explain to me why her items were not recovered.
I don't understand
Because
that.
they're
I
not
think
investigating as an
You have a
anymore.
car. You know what was in the car. Thank you, AWP, for videotaping, for videoing
Documenting.
that. Because we wouldn't even know what was in the car if it weren't for them.
Right.
And yeah, you can. Yes, S Hockey. Yes. Oh, I have to cough. Excuse me 1 second.
And that's the thing. We know what was in the car. The items that's been found, I'm afraid to even mention by another YouTuber because hell, I don't want sued or anything.
Oh, good gravy.
Just yet. But yeah, how that,
Get out.
but how poor Zolve. But anyway, how could that get out of the car? It had to be during the pull, the recovery of the vehicle. So supposedly they went back in and recovered the items or looked for items that was in the water afterwards. Well, hell, again, they're Stevie Wonder. They couldn't see shit.
Mm-hmm. Tiff, welcome and thank you. The problem with we don't fund our law enforcement properly. I don't disagree with you there. I don't disagree with you. I'm not, and I can get behind that statement. What I can't get behind is when we are funding these people, and you're talking about federal flipping agencies
Mhm.
here, and you
It's their
can't put on
job.
a pair of goggles,
Yeah.
and a YouTuber goes out and in reality, YouTubers found her car and remains. No disrespect to them, and I don't mean to say that as like I don't mean to put AWP down and say that they're just YouTubers. They're way more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And all respect, I don't mean to say that like it's a bad thing, but it's the truth. And now this other person is out there recovering her items. As a mom, I would love to have those items to just
Hmm.
I don't know. That's my
And
feeling.
people's like, well, how the hell do you know those items were actually hers? Because we've seen the video of the items in the vehicle.
Well,
And who the hell's going to throw a laptop in the water?
Well, also prove to me that it's not hers.
yeah.
Right.
Tell me it's
Yeah,
not
help me
hers.
understand that, and then I'll shut up. Yeah.
Exactly. Shut my ass down. I'll do it quick and
Hmm.
apologize.
Yeah.
100%. You're the ones out there attaboying each other, going, we did a great job. Look at us.
Hmm.
I've
They
not
should have
once
netted. They should have netted that car and that's just my opinion. I'm
agreed.
not law enforcement. I don't know any of this shit, but why didn't they net the car to secure the
Because they
things
didn't allow
inside?
AWP to finish the recovery.
Boom.
That's why. I mean, anyone that's watched Adventures with Purposes videos, I mean, everyone knows how they operate, and you always know they offer their services. You know, at times they're probably hesitant because they don't want to impede or, do something that would be, a liability in terms of an investigation, but they always offer, and
Mhm.
obviously will stay on site. And I think
But
all
the
of us,
FBI took control of the car. So, hell,
well, I think,
they are
yeah,
more experienced, should be,
but
in a case.
but the fact that, like, I don't think I'm alone where I'm saying, as we watched the recovery, that all of us were like, where the hell are the airbags? Why the flip didn't they lift the car? Like, I think we all noticed things probably
Right.
didn't go as we typically see. If AWP was, I think they gave their advice, and I think at that point, maybe, the nature of the beast, Ellie had to attempt to take control and kind of, I don't want to
And
say
I
save
get
face.
that. And I
Or
get their
that.
red tape. I understand that process. That makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense, and I like 2 open windows, car flipping underwater, evidence is gonna fall out. Right.
And they've even said that in their old videos, like even talking, even if they do the recovery or not, like they're in constant communication with law enforcement once they arrive
Mhm.
on the scene. And we've seen it in some of their past recoveries. I mean, even things, that have been underwater for years, like they make a point to net the car or for windows down. I mean, you know that it's
And this is
just,
just us using common sense,
yeah,
actually. We're not experts in this shit. Far
Oh,
from it.
hell no.
This is just common sense that you
This
would
is
think.
this is me observing a YouTuber and how they do their business, and
Hmm.
I wanna just jump in really quick and thank Tiff that, bringing in her, opinions and awareness about saying federal agencies are fundamentally broken even more so. That is an excellent point. I
Mhm.
get that. No, the autopsy won't be back until November.
I think it's been
Um,
completed. I mean, obviously her autopsy itself has been completed, but we won't know anything.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And we're entitled to nothing.
Right.
So that's the other thing that I just want. We're entitled to nothing. And if that mom says, don't give out a damn thing, nobody has to.
Right.
No one has to. And I respect and understand that. I won't be happy. Obviously, like I would like to know. I'm nosy.
Hmm.
But also I respect her wishes as a mom.
Right.
Yeah, toxicology,
Yeah.
that's exactly right. It's 10 weeks for toxicology. Um, you don't think that okay, so you don't think the family will release the results? I don't know. I
I
kind of
would want, just my opinion, like, I wouldn't release the autopsy per se, but I would release
cause
cause
and
of
manner.
death just
Yeah.
to shut up this shit, to shut down the shit show per se,
Right.
you know.
Right. And I would too.
Hmm.
Because there's kids whose lives are also at stake. Like my point is, do we have a psycho and this is just really basic, stupid, but do we have a psycho killer running around abducting and, do we have a predator in Truckee, California? Or was this a tragic accident? Why can't you just tell us?
Right.
And that way, all the speculation, which we hate here at Decipher, we hate speculation, hate
Hmm.
it. Can go away, and we can stop saying, oh, it was this person, it was that person. I also know that AWP has their information, and I'm trying to be very careful with their tow truck driver,
Mhm.
and I know that they know more, and they're
Hmm.
being very careful, and I completely respect and understand that. They have to follow their rules and the guidelines of law enforcement there too.
Right.
So I appreciate and respect what they're doing by saying we're letting law enforcement handle it. But it's like,
Mhm.
oh, and Doug Bishop, hey, thank you, sir, for speaking as much as you have been.
Right.
Thank you
Pay
for
attention
telling
to the
us.
things not being said
Yeah.
when asked too. That's a big key to,
Mhm.
yeah. That's a lot of answers. A lot of questions are being answered by the things not
That's
being said. I'll put it to you that way.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Do you, well, okay, so hi, Pointer. So nice to see you. I want to know from you guys, from my ladies up here and my friends in chat, I want to know how many, is there anyone who thinks this is possibly an accident? Is there anybody out there?
Hell no, not
you know
me.
how I felt about that at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I said at the beginning, I was one that leaned more towards the accident.
Oh, that's a good one. Hang on, Lee. Explain why. Okay, so you thought accident in the beginning. What changed your mind?
Oh, I think the fact that finding her that many days in the location after the area had been searched played a role. Like, if they were just following her tracks, thinking it could have been an accident, even if they had followed the tracks thinking it had been an accident, what way could she have gotten into the water? Is it a possibility that she's in the water and that they didn't, from what I could tell, pursue, like check that off their list and pursue, either a yes or a no by, going into the water right there to see it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they didn't do stuff like that and she was right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, in all honesty, just AWP's video shed a lot of light. I thought accident, and I thought if it comes back as people are still, going not an accident, I was like, if it's ruled an accident and there's still theories that it isn't, I was like, it's going to take some convincing. You're going to have to show me. But right now, you haven't showed me that it's even an accident. And
Right.
there are more things that are pointing towards. It's not even that it was anything nefarious necessarily, because accidents can happen, but if you don't deal with it appropriately, that's kind of foul play. And my fear is it is something like that. I don't know if they intentionally, set out to harm anyone at the party. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that was the case. I'm not saying it is, but if an accident did happen, with a group of 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, and the way you go about what you do after an accident happens says just as much, like, to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you get
Well,
yourself.
I liked that Doug was actually there because I don't know. I can go by the area by looking at maps, by looking at videos, all I want. But since I wasn't personally there, a lot of things can be deceiving. But Doug stated that that wasn't just a wrong turn road she took, in his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of understand that. Like, that made me think, huh? So how could it be an accident if that wasn't a wrong turn road? You see what I'm saying?
I just want to address Punket really quick. Hi, everyone. I wanted to stop in and say hi. I'm distancing myself from this case. It's getting too crazy and kind of toxic.
Oh.
A lot of people are forgetting about the 16-year-old girl. My comment to that is that's exactly why I stopped with Summer Wells. And I appreciate that. And I'm sorry. And we're going to try. And thank you for writing that in here, because I'm going to try really hard to make Kiely the focus and not overlooked. Thank you for coming in and saying, like, I really truly appreciate that. Thank you for that reminder that she's the reason,
Right.
and not something else. Gypsy said, my tuition kicked in early. I knew this was not going to be a pleasant outcome. I felt the trauma early on.
Well, the end outcome wasn't good, regardless of how it happened. That's what's sad.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Punkette, we love you, and we respect your decision, and we respect you. You come and go as you please, and we just love that you stopped in and were kind enough to point the meter where it needs to be pointed, and I appreciate that, really. I truly, truly do. Um, neither accident or foul play has proven. I'm in the process of writing out the facts, and facts only. You'd be surprised how little we actually know. No, just Carrie, I'm actually not surprised at how little we know. That's one of the things that's what we're doing as well. We have a timeline of actual facts that fits about half a page.
Right. Yeah, we try not to speculate, like Tia said earlier. We go by what people say, the witnesses actually there, law enforcement, things like that. We don't just go by, well, this YouTube person saying this Facebook group saying this. We try actual facts, and we're wrong sometimes, and we'll admit to it.
Oh, listen, yes. And if we are wrong, then I want to apologize for putting out wrong information, and B, I want to correct the information, because we just like other YouTubers, our reputation is on the line as well, and that's not being cocky. And in any way, I'm humbled when people come in and remind us things like that.
Right. Speaking of, can I mention the car flip?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm actually going to mute because I think this is a discussion for you two where I can learn.
Okay. In the beginning, when the question was asked, which way was her ass end facing? Out towards the lake or towards the bank? When that was given, I was like, oh, hell. Then she had to go in backwards, because when it does the flip, where the engine's heavy and it goes down first, it had to flip over. And then that would mean her license plate would be out towards the lake. So I couldn't see it any other way. I couldn't see the turtle roll sideways because I was still picturing the car doors being out towards the lake or towards the bank. I couldn't picture it any other way because I'm a visual kind of person. So I asked the girls, please help me understand another way that, explain to me how she went in forward if her front was facing the lake like that. Explain that, because they found the car upside down. So the girls was like, we don't have no Matchbox cars. They started using their phones on Zoom to me, as the car, and showed me. And Lee, LFT showed me, and it made me understand, like, holy shit, I kind of see it different now. Like, I was wrong on that. Like, I couldn't see it any other way. And then LFT explained how you was saying about the window being out, the car filling up, and so forth.
Yeah. Like, I guess for me, well, I didn't think about it either until Tia had alerted me to, like, hold on, Crazy Mama pointed this out. Like, I hadn't even considered that. So because I think what you said also is a possibility. But for me and my thinking and my understanding of how the car would end up the way it does, even going in, headlight front forward facing into the water. Imagine, and I'm going, and I don't mean to speculate or assume, but we kind of have to for, certain things. So I'm assuming that front window, that front passenger window, say that's down or broken in some way, right? That's already one. So that's an open window at the front, and then behind the driver's seat is half up, half down. So imagine if y'all just kind of envision it. I'm not going on camera because y'all would all do like my eyes, if you saw me right now. So just try to follow along with me. Okay, you're going in, and first of all, we all understand the turtling thing. I get that. And of course, the front end is heavier because of the engine. So already she's going in head first. Water's going to be coming in from that right-hand side, from the passenger side, from that window. It's going to fill up. So you're already going to be kind of tilting. That's going to fill up faster than that half window in the back. It's not, it's not equal rush of water or equal pressure coming on either side. As she comes in and it continues, that water fills up, the car is going to like nose point downwards, but I don't envision it as like a forward flip, more as a side roll. like, do you know what I'm saying? So imagine if your car's going in, and then that on that right-hand side of us, if everyone holds your phones and the screen is the front of the car, like the glass part is, oh shoot, I'm about to report someone's channel by accident because oh shoot, if I don't know if I did something by accident, sorry.
You didn't.
You're fine. Keep going.
If you hold your phone and the glass, so our screen is the normal facing upward stance of a car. All right, go, then you kind of move it, and then imagine like where our power button is on the side of our iPhones. That's the front window. So now it's going to start to kind of tilt. Our phone's going to go tilt to the right some, even though the water's still going to be coming in that back left window. It's not as a full force as an open window. So she's going down, and it's going to continue to nosedive down because the car is obviously heavier in the front. And so remember, and she didn't hit in 50 feet of water. We're going, maybe 15 feet max. So that bottom, you're going to hit the bottom faster than you actually really realize. And so she goes in, it's teetering, and instead of a turtle like forward flip, she's going to side roll.
Right.
And then boom, that's where the car does still end up upside down. But the flip.
I wanted to address this comment that Tiff made, and I will get right back. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Punkette, I'm really good friends with Larry Posner, whose son was a victim at Sandy Hook. I totally understand what you're saying. It becomes a slippery slope with children as victims. Tiff, yeah. And Punkette, if you ever do hear this, I can relate in a manner that you have no idea. My best friend currently and did work at Oxford High School. And November 30th, some little shitball went in and shot 4 kids in Oxford High School in Michigan. So not only was she there, and my best friend, she's my cousin, and her daughter goes to the school. So when people say, there's a lot of people that cover the Oxford High School school shooting. I cannot. A, I have too much information. B, I want to go through the roof. I can't cover it. It's too emotional. So I just understood what Tiff was saying there, and I wanted to just respect that comment. I'm so sorry to interrupt you guys.
I'm sorry I missed it. That's horrible. I wasn't reading chat. My ADHD gets, so I wasn't reading chat. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
No worries, just carry me. And Boyd Mama, thanks for coming in. Aussie, we love you. Thank you for being here. I apologize for interrupting you guys there. I just wanted to acknowledge that comment, and I understand where she's coming from. Right. I really do.
Right. The car thing, we get the whole flip. When LFT explained that to me, it totally made me see it the other way. It helped me understand, damn it, I'm wrong, or could be wrong, because I see both ways still, but yours made sense. It did.
I agree.
And the only reason I think I kind of get it more is because, I had the opportunity of resting and being able to binge watch, old AWP videos, and just hearing the explanations, and then also, all the coverage that people have put out in terms of what you do if you're in that position where your car enters water and you're coherent, and watching all those videos, like when you kind of piece it together. And I'm not gonna lie, I did call the Honda dealership here a little while ago because I had some questions about the 2013 CRV, which I will get back to y'all on, but it makes sense. It just, like, the depth where she landed, and the way, again, I'm not saying, I personally didn't see it being completely like the flip, like the heads of a coin up, down, and the tail side up underwater. I kind of saw it a little bit of a slant, still upside down, don't get me wrong, but not just like a coin flip. But the bottom of that, she's off where she, especially the way, from what I understand, and when we've looked at the depth charts of that reservoir, and they even said it too, like it looks shallow and then boom, there's a drop. as you look at it there, as it drops, like there's kind of an edge to it where it's, it's slightly more built up, which is, I do think, because we can tell when he goes down to look at, you can see the difference in the front driver's side window and the front passenger side window, even the angle of the side view mirrors, or where, one was. So I'm not saying it's right, but in my head, it still makes sense whether or not it was somehow forced into that water without her intent, or if it was an accident. I could still see it happening that way. I don't think.
You changed my mind on it, I have to say. And like
I swear I did a much
before,
better job explaining it last night.
You actually did. No, you said that great just now too.
Yeah.
You done fine with explaining that, but it did change my mind, and I'm big on that. Like, explain, show me, make it make sense another way, and you did, and that helped me.
And that's the only way I can say, because I literally, I told the girls, I was like, I gotta go back. Like, I need a toy truck, like a toy car, and I need a little bit of sand. I need to run over, like, down the street and get some sand and some water, because I have to, like, see this. But if you just take your phones, which is what Tia and I resorted to last night, and I was like, all right, our pop sockets are the undercarriage. That's the back. That's the bottom of the car. The glass is the top. The power button is essentially like your the passenger side front window. And then, and if you envision it like that and kind of watch it flip, because imagine how quickly that water is going to be rushing in on the right side versus the left. And so it's going to pull, and you're still pulling downwards because it's heavier in the front. I mean, that's a given, unless you're driving an old, what was it, the old Beetles from early 70s that had the engines in the back.
Right.
That's
why it was irrelevant for me to think. Like, that was my big thing from the get-go. Which way did they find her car facing? So then, that was irrelevant after it was explained to me better, because that was my big argument. I wasn't catching on. But that's Allie has someone that actually has that same vehicle, the same year and everything. So that
I'm so glad you just said that. Wait, my neighbor. Remember when I keep telling you the car that's parked next to me? It's a CRV. It's a silver CRV. I'm going to knock on her door and ask what year hers is. And then I'm going to ask if I can see the inside of it. Even if it's around.
Well, it's the same year and everything. This one, the Allie had showed, I guess she has pictures. I didn't rewind and watch the beginning, but I think she showed it on that live earlier.
I have a question. Well, first of all, I wanted to thank Tiff for coming in and being so kind in here. We really appreciate your support. That was very nice of you. Two, I have a question. Now that we kind of got the car situation, are the things I want to talk about last night's live.
Okay.
And I want to know, are the things found relevant to the case?
Most definitely, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't think law enforcement or we are in any position to say that they are or they aren't. You take all the crap and you take it, and there's in the story. It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, it's relevant.
They have to get into that laptop, and there could be information on that's needed.
On that, I say she could back up to they could get into the cloud. It's a Mac, all of her stuff. They would have grabbed it initially if they needed it.
But why?
I mean, that's what I thought too. But I also am confused.
If you're investigating, if you've got the California Highway Patrol, you've got everyone there. Seriously, I've never seen. Not only is it like no man left behind, your goal in an investigation, regardless if you determine foul play or not, is to collect any and everything. You're supposed to cross your T's and dot your I's. And so
they're taking everything back to the command center to investigate everything. So that should have been part of it.
And at the very least, their PR person should be looking at them right now going, guys, this is a bad look. Like, don't pitch a fit when someone says they found something. Just get it. And because I feel like in my head, they're kind of creating a whole nother headache for themselves, because the public image is tarnished by some of their actions, whether or not, that they're doing it intentionally. I mean, they could know so much more, but I just have never seen anyone.
Where's your proof, UFC Frog?
This car.
Well, I'm glad that was mentioned about Sammy, just because Tia, go back to the thing about Sammy, getting a lawyer. That could be totally something irrelevant to what happened to Kylie. Like, explain what,
Well, in my opinion only, if it were my kid, I would have lawyered up seconds after they found Kylie. To be honest with you, if my kid were there, I would have been like, we need to protect her. And especially if I'm a lawyer and my husband is a lawyer or a private investigator, whatever the hell they claim to be. I don't know. I'm going to be careful here. She is 18 years old. Kylie is 16 years old. So she's contributing to the delinquency of a minor, whether she knows it or not. It may or may not have any bearing whatsoever on the disappearance of Kylie, so much as protecting their kid in what else may be looked at. Now, I have a screenshot that says that law enforcement doesn't care about the underage drinking.
Right.
That was put out before Kiely Rodni was found deceased. That was when she was missing. Now that she is deceased, I think things change. And that is just my opinion. I don't know.
I would have my kid to lawyer up as well. But at the same time, I would drag my kid's ass down to there. If they were at the party, they would turn over whatever information they had, because you're talking about a life here, somebody's life. Like, I don't understand how parents wasn't dragging their kids down there to say, no, you show them what videos you have, what pictures you have. We got to find Kylie. I don't understand that.
Right.
Actually,
and that's where I'm coming from, is on the Sammy lawyering up. I'm not saying she is or she isn't guilty of a crime against Kylie. I don't know that, and I would never say that. That's defamation. I'm side-eyeing a kid like you wouldn't believe, because I think that some of the comments are a little
just
off.
by her own words, correct?
Yeah, just a little off, but that's an opinion. That's not a fact. That's speculation.
Right.
I do know that there was underage drinking, and there was a lot of adults there. And she's the one, if I'm not mistaken, who sent out the invitation. She's the one who organized this thing. I'd lawyer my kid up seconds. My heads would spin at how fast I would find a lawyer for my kid, a criminal. And I don't think it has bearing on what type of attorney it is. It's just an attorney.
Right.
I don't blame anyone. And how do
we know? I'm so sorry. How do we know that they gave them immunity? I'm so curious. And maybe some of Ellie holding the info until Gypsy, that's where I am. And that's where this I get tangled up in my underwear with this, because this is where we go for speculation, and I can't stand it. They're going to hold it's the same thing for me as Summer Wells. They're going to hold those cards close to the chest until they have absolute proof. She's the one whose Venmo was on the bar. That picture isn't necessarily of that night.
Right.
And Sammy is not this. You're thinking of a different Sammy. First of all, Sammy couldn't buy the alcohol. There's another Sammy. I won't give out the last name, but there's another Sammy who purchased alcohol and was telling people to pay for the alcohol. Not the same person. That there's a male and a female Sammy. There's all kinds of Nates. There's Steves. There's Tom, Dick, and Harry's. But
Mm-hmm.
I do
we
I do
need
remember
to be
something.
careful not to confuse the wrong people.
Yeah. And I think we all agree that I get it. I mean, we've all been 16, 17. I mean, we've all been seniors in high school. Like, the gig is up. I don't want to condone it, say like I'm all about it. I'm not saying that publicly, especially on this platform, but I want to say call a spade a spade. Like, we've all been there. And I think we understand, what kind of goes on, and we've been there ourselves in one way or another. I think whoever gave her the alcohol, if it turns out that that's all it was and it was an accident, something with drinking and driving, and they got it, if that's true, and they got the immunity for it, then I mean, that is one of the biggest lessons learned, and I hope it is spread throughout, echoed nationwide, because
Here's the thing, though, UFC Frog, all different parties had the same Venmo. Yes, they did, but that's not the same Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
well, I've always asked that question from the very beginning, because it stuck out to me the way that young Sammy, friend Sammy, hosting the party or putting together the party Sammy, in one of her interviews had said, and then we went back to Kylie's car because we had to get more alcohol. And we always, I mean, I don't care if I'm not judging her if there's alcohol in the car. I don't give a shit about that aspect of it. But I am curious, where the hell did you get it? And when did you get it? And who supplied it? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be interested to know in how they acquired the alcohol, or did, when people came there, just meet up with another group of people? Like they said, there were people there they didn't know. Did someone else like give them alcohol and they kept it in her car? Like, I think some of those details are kind of important as you try to think about all this, because this all started before they parked that campground. Like,
Right.
you can't ignore the steps that,
Well, and the
Right.
Instagram thing that I shared with you all that it
Mhm.
talked about, because I could not get over. I kept seeing things about a train of cars coming 9:30, leaving at 12:30. Okay, I wanted that confirmed. Like, where was that told? Well, then I started screen recording where I seen it, and those people actually showed the people, knocking on the door, the pictures. But so if they came in at 9:30 and the party started 12:30 leaving, well, what happened at 12:30? That's the big thing.
Also, isn't it ironic? Don't you think? That's the ping time too.
Right.
I mean, I give it to Frog too, though. I'll say that I've wondered too, like, did something happen earlier? Like, I'm not the time, like her actual time of death. I've considered that, and obviously we don't know. I mean, right this minute, but I'll agree with you that thought has crossed my mind as well. Yeah.
What we
because that's the
don't
last
know
known.
is so.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, please go ahead.
The last known call, seen, Kylie, whatever it was the 12:30, around that mark. So that's what blows my mind. Even, Sammy saying it was 12:36. Well, to me that was odd for her to say 12:36 instead of around 12:30. So when we know her phone was off at 12:36, we all know it was 12:33, right? When the phone went off. Okay.
Correct.
So the 12:30 was a Snapchat data ping, and she was actually at the campground, and that was per law enforcement. They're the ones that made that statement. That's what I was getting at earlier about how the hell did Sammy hear the party in the background. She wasn't in a car, she said. She was at the party, and then that was around, she said 12:36, so I'll give her 12:30. So 3 minutes she drove down to that and ended up in the water? No. Something happened at 12:30. Around that time, 12:33, 12:30. Something happened in that time frame.
And Frog, I back you on this. With a
Mhm.
friend missing and everything going on, she was calm and had tons of details ready.
Oh,
I do think that that's weird. I
stupid
do.
details, by the way, not
Right.
important details.
And why would
I
you
do
keep
think that
putting
you
the
have valid
passenger?
points. I may not agree with every point you have, but I also welcome opposing points because I think that that makes me think. Um, Hi, Johnny. Thanks for coming in. Um,
The drink man, the food man, Johnny.
the food man agreed.
Mhm.
12:30 is a turning point for me.
Mhm.
It is.
Mhm.
That's like there's. It's
Right.
hard to ignore that for me.
Mhm.
It's hard to
Mhm.
ignore that there was a mass exodus in OPS that happened to be the time when she made a phone call in OPS that happened to be the last ping. Like,
Mhm.
just,
Mhm.
I mean, coincidence?
And
I
she's
don't
still at
think.
the party at that time. Remember, you
Right,
all. She's still at the
right.
party because Sammy heard the party going on. How the
Which is,
hell did she get in the lake in 3 minutes?
I don't think it'll take long to get her in the lake, but I don't. Oh, I agree with Kez. The whole
from the
No,
spot that she
from the
was
party.
in to the lake is more than a 3-minute drive, even
Right.
if you're driving 55 miles an hour on that road, which there's no damn way.
No.
Hell,
Ruts,
that guy
dark.
couldn't even, yeah, the one guy couldn't even do it at 5 miles an hour and had 4-wheel drive. Like,
Mm-mm.
But Kez makes that same point that that crazy mom has been making with us forever. I know.
yes,
I mean, the whole thing about what, like, seriously, ask crazy mama what she thinks about the passenger seat. 'Cause she's
Oh, are you talking about her making that
uh-huh,
statement?
uh-huh.
Oh,
hmm
Lord. Yes, I even, that was,
that was
my truth
number one.
teller. Yes, my truth teller, Sammy, is what. And she had to make sure she put in there that she was in the passenger seat when Kylie called her. What the hell? Why would you add that?
Right. Why is
And,
that detail important?
and remember,
Yeah.
she even muddles her words within that sentence and statement she's giving. Remember, it's kind of like oh God, I can't remember the specifics, but she's like, she like retracts and then kind of covers, and then like I was in the passenger seat and something like
She
it was
actually said, I have it
muffled.
wrote down,
Yeah.
got another ride home, told Kylie, and said bye, love you, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
I left and was on 89 after I left party. So she left the
Mhm.
party. She called while I was in the passenger seat
Mhm.
and said, where are you? Do you still need a ride? And this was just 5 minutes in between, by the way,
Mhm.
that she told her bye. And then Kylie called her saying, where are you? You need a ride? What the hell?
Can I ask a really ridiculous question? And I'm just going to
Hmm.
throw this out there as a really ridiculous theory.
When we
Hmm.
were.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so okay, Frog.
Mhm.
Frog, you can stand next to me on this question because I'm going to need you to answer it too, along with my lovely ladies. Is it a possibility that, oh God, I hate this speculation shit.
No,
Is it a
you go.
possibility Sammy was in the passenger seat of Kylie's vehicle? Um,
I get what you're
I'll
saying.
just leave that question. I'll just leave
Hmm.
that question. Is that a
Okay.
possibility? Or is that the dumbest thing you've ever heard of? Because that's okay to say
No,
it's
it's not. It could, I could see what you're saying. I took it two ways. That statement you could take two ways. You can take it that she was actually driving and she
Mhm,
didn't want,
Mhm.
her
mhm,
family, law enforcement to know she was driving under the influence because she made statements she was intoxicated.
mhm,
So she
mhm.
made sure she added the being in the passenger seat. So that could be that, or you're damn right. She
Right.
was in the passenger seat, but mm-mm. I think she was in a driver's seat to a vehicle. I'm not saying I don't know which vehicle, but she was in a driver's seat.
Okay. Okay. And like I said, I just,
Mhm.
I ask questions to, oh, hold on. Gypsy, I've considered that also. I think anything is possible at this point. So do I. So
Hmm.
I'm not willing to throw any theories out right now
Hmm.
because we know so little. And
Right.
it pisses me off when people are speaking with such
Conviction.
yes, thank
Hmm.
you,
Yeah.
about this situation when we really like we have about 4 pieces to a 5,000 piece puzzle and everybody is like, "Oh no, this is what happened." And I'm going, "I need to know how you know that."
Right. Help me
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I mean, we talked about that last night too, when the three of us talked. I mean, unfortunately, to a degree right now, you can't help but speculate certain things. But
of
I'll say
course.
this, if the car service guy, I don't want to call him AAA, but the guy
I
that,
call him Toe Dude.
all right, all
Yeah,
right.
tow truck driver.
I know he's not like a tow
Nick.
truck, but you know what I mean. My whole thing is, and if, and I'm sure I'm not discrediting anything he said. I have no reason to at this point because we don't know, yes or no. But I'll tell you one thing. If that video camera recorded like he says it does on his service truck and the way he was
Mhm.
saying,
Hmm.
right now things have either sped up in a way that we have no idea about yet because they're seeing things and they know it's gonna tell a lot. You know what? Like I think some of this we just have to wait, and it's frustrating as hell. But that is a pivotal point in my opinion. Whatever that camera, dash cam stuff, and audio, whatever that captures,
Mhm.
is going to either alleviate
Right.
or just literally hone in on something. And I don't know if they will tell us. I think we have a while to wait, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Right.
But I do, and I think Frog mentioned this too earlier, and I'd heard this. I've been under the weather, so I haven't kept up with everything. But I did hear that a silver car was spotted, kind of hidden, like in the area, maybe around, like seen somewhere. Frog, you
Hmm.
might.
But then I go with what Doug said about it being covered with silt.
Right.
Also, I just wanted to address Frog here. There's no way Ellie lets AWP release that footage of Toga if it wasn't a legit piece of evidence.
How
I
is LE going to stop them from releasing that? Let me just throw that in there.
Okay, I agree with you, but then
Mhm.
I go back to their reputation.
Right.
I go back, and when I say there, I mean Adventures with Purpose
Right.
reputation. I don't think, in my humble opinion, that they're willing to throw their business away
Mm-mm.
on this isn't the hill they're going to die on unless they have something. That's me.
Hmm.
I just
Right.
don't see these gentlemen saying, dropping these breadcrumbs
Right.
without fact. Call me
Yeah.
crazy. I get
No.
it.
And they only gave us 10% of that interview, that
Right.
video. Remember
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So they know a whole hell of a lot more than we do. And there's a reason they threw that in there. I'm just saying.
Right.
They're not dumb.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
There's a method to their madness.
Okay, so I agree with that, with what Tia and Frog and Carrie are saying too. Then that okay, I don't. I don't think AWP. I think legally they could have been restrained if it's part of an active investigation, because I have no doubt that they shared it with Ellie and some, made the effort at least to share it before airing it, which is why they didn't release the whole thing. So I think it does lend credibility to the auto guy's story, and
Hmm.
um, I this is why they don't like doing active cases, because there's so much, like they don't like dealing with the red tape. That's why they've said they prefer the cold cases and helping in older recoveries, because it gets so messy. Like, and it's hard to be involved in an active investigation because they don't want to jeopardize the case or their business or reputation.
Right.
And
And they did do things a little different this
Mhm.
time because it was an active investigation. They couldn't take the license plates off this time. They
Right.
had to leave it exactly
Don't
and
touch anything.
document everything. Yep.
Kez, thank you for coming in. Please get some rest. We really appreciate you being here. We love you so much. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with comments. Trust me, they wouldn't hinder. Okay. They are legit and respectful. I agree. Okay, now, oh, yay. Hi, Nay.
Maybe he's back.
I have another question for you.
Okay.
Where the hell would I? Hang on a second. Oh, I know what it is. So before we get off here, I want to address last night. I really want to address last night. And maybe I'm going to stick my foot in it, but I really need to address last night. I'm sorry. Check It TV did a live.
Credit going to them. Make sure you state that.
Yeah,
Credit
wait,
going
hold
to
on.
them.
And here's their link. I got it.
Sorry.
No, I first of all, I want to say that I think the guy's dedication is amazing to Kiely Rodni, and I'm going to keep the focus there. I'm going to say that I think that he, his dedication is really nice, and I think that he's probably a very nice guy. I also watched. I think he's unprepared. God bless him. Probably shouldn't do a live if you're unprepared. And the reason I say that is because if AWP were to ever show up in my chat, first of all, when you pick me up from the floor, the next thing I'm going to do is drop links and thank them up and down. I'm not going to just that they don't just go anywhere.
Right.
Just, you know what I mean? Like he was in your chat. And I think he had Jared and Doug in there all night long. And I was like, oh my God, somebody Google how to get them up there. You know what I'm saying? Like I just, I would have, in my opinion, I would have handled things differently. Secondly, I have zero problem with him going live with his discoveries. I think that he's completely entitled to do so with his information that he found and his story to tell. No problem with that whatsoever. I think he owes Zav Girl an apology.
She sent so many people over there.
I know he owes Zav Girl an apology. And I love Zav. Zav is an OG of the true crime community.
We love Zav.
We love Zav. She's an OG of this true crime community. And she, gosh, back in the Watts days, I spent a lot of time listening to her and watching her and engaging in her chats. So please go over and put a heart in her chat and her comment section. Let her know that you love her, we love her, and that we support her. And that before you go live, boys and girls, check your fair use. Figure out what you're allowed to use and what you're not allowed to use. Figure out how to use StreamYards. Again, not a criticism, just an observation. And I get like time was of the essence. You felt you had to go live right then and there. But if you have to go live right then and there, we have a saying at Decipher, get your ass to a tall table and get your shit together. And it's just kind of an inside joke with us, but that's what I wanted to say to him last night was like, get your shit together, put the beer down, get your shit together, because you don't insult people. When you're the new guy coming in, you don't insult the OGs of the community.
Right.
In my opinion. And Zav is that. She is she's a leader in the community and she's worked her ass off. Also by taking mental breaks and, you know, things for her own health. She was ill for a while and she still kicks ass. So
she's earned where she is today. That's the truth.
Sure as shit has. And Zav has our support. Not that Mr. Check It TV doesn't have our support. It's just I really didn't appreciate his harsh words towards someone that I love and respect. So
yeah, because we wouldn't know that anything was, you know, left and found from the scene.
I thought it was really interesting when he said how much glass was left there, like when he would reach down to pick up something under the water.
Right.
And I was like, okay, that's also you're in a national park area, and I'm pretty sure as you clean up crime scenes and you collect them, like they normally do a pretty good sweep. It just blows my mind. But that's like something like that he said, the amount of glass when he like reached in the water to pick up something stood out to me. And I don't know why, but like that was, and I was half asleep.
Again, like
and they flipped the car.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. They flipped the car and caused that one window to break. So they did. I get that. Like they're not going to get all the glass and shit from there. I get that. But how the hell are they going to miss sweeping and miss a laptop? What?
Well, and again, with this guy, I'm not dogging him for not, we all go through a learning process on YouTube here. But while you're going through that learning process, please, Mr. Sir, please don't put down other creators who have paved the path for many of us.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Because you're contributing some amazing information. I mean, like what you're
Right.
doing is
I just
leave Zav alone is the moral of the story. Damn it.
Yeah. And how about just say thank you for sending so many people over to grow your channel so quickly. I mean, that's just that's my opinion. And we are, we all have our own opinion, and we all have things that I thought he did some great things. I thought he handled some things very well last night for a noob. It's tough being the new guy. It really is. And I don't want to shit on another creator. That's exactly why I'm bringing this up, because I don't want to shit on another creator. I don't want to watch someone else shit on another creator who I strongly support. And we're not here to get involved in the drama in any way, shape, or form. It was an opinion that I'm throwing out. And I don't know. We love Zav. We respect Zav. And she's worked her ass off on this case with so much love and respect. And I mean, the amount of people that she gets on her chat on a daily, no, thank you. I will take all 23 here and be happy as a damn lark. 3,000, you'd have to give me Xanax. I'd be like, oh my God. Hi, Ask Your Bartender. Thanks for coming in. So I don't know. That's just me putting out my opinion, and I apologize if it's not the opinion of the rest of Decipher. I truly do.
No, that was my only issue, is the way he was shit talking Zav.
Yes.
/Zav. That was my only issue.
Yeah.
That was my only issue.
Yeah.
He's new at this, so he had issues with coming on, live. I'm not going to say anything negative about that, because it is what it is. I probably wouldn't know how to do it. But the whole Zav thing was unacceptable. That was bullshit.
I agree. And again, I commend his dedication to Kiely Rodni. And I want to say that, like, that's he had a hell of a day yesterday, and I'm sorry. Honest to God, I really am very sorry. But don't pick on her, girl. Man.
Nope.
Ask Your Bartender, thanks for coming. Are you kidding? You're welcome here. We welcome everyone here. We like to, like I said, when Frog came in, I was kind of like, sir, you're giving me the vibes. But you know what? I like Frog. And Frog, I hope you come back, because I've learned things from you.
Go what Frog just said, that last comment.
The car was spotted, that one? Let me highlight that. Okay. Yes.
That one confuses me, just because, let me just say my thought on this. How the hell do you have 18 different agencies looking, all these volunteer searchers looking for Kylie's car and Kiely, but they're going to go where the party was, where the last ping was, and they're going to dump a car during all this? I don't understand that. In front of everybody.
Hold on.
Oh,
like dump a car after the fact?
Actually, hold on.
If you know the roads in that part of the Sierras, you'd be able to trace the line from Crosser down to Highway 89 through Sierraville and Loyalton, where 89 meets the Highway of 17 at Whitney. Okay. If you know your way around the region, the kids in the party would grow up there. Whoops. And I lost that comment. Then you would know that 395 through Reno connects to 80, which takes you to Truckee.
Okay. I saw that this morning somewhere. I'm not gonna lie.
I need to get my ass in so Mr. Frogman. I need to get my ass in a map.
Yeah,
that's what I need to do.
Get your ass to a tall table, get a map.
I do. I got to get my ass to a tall table and get a map.
I just
Um,
couldn't see that with everybody being out. But then again, you see on other platforms, there wasn't anybody looking. So
That's true. And
that
then
could be,
what day was it? Crazy Mama, do you have it in your notes? Sorry, y'all, I'm having a
mhm,
brain fart. I swear I'm normally not always like this. The other person that went missing right around that same time, the missing 35-year-old man,
uh-huh.
wasn't he?
You're not talking about the couple?
The couple, yeah, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
There was what, does anyone remember what day that was?
Not right off.
But it was early
But
on, right?
somebody,
It was shortly
uh-huh.
after. It was before, obviously before she was found.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm trying, because I thought there was that one, and then I was looking at the 911, like the call log thing. And then there was another call around that area of looking for someone as well. So I just want to take that. I'm not saying it plays a major factor, but I think it's something to kind of take into consideration if focus, not that they weren't focused on Kiely, but they're having to split focus for a day or two.
Mhm.
You know, I'm just trying. I
Mhm.
think that's important. Maybe just
Mhm. Well, and
keep
they law enforcement did say, I think it was Brown that made that statement. They did close off certain areas during certain times. I don't know how long, how big of areas, because he also stated they didn't close down the park. They left, or the area, they left it open
Mhm.
because more eyes, to help look and this and that.
Yeah. But I'm
Mhm.
trying to catch up because now my brain's going in so many different directions.
well, that's why we do these lives, because
Right.
so many people come in with different aspects that I've never thought of before. And then that's when we really get churn in, is after the lives,
Right.
Has
the after
anyone ever
party.
thought of what other things have been discarded at Boca? I mean, if we go by the car guy, the tow guy, auto service guy, that Nick, where he's said that he saw the car, and obviously it's ever closer to the Boca Lake. Has anyone ever
Mhm.
thought, like, what if they chuck stuff in there? Like, you're not looking for a car over there. You're looking for, I don't
I
know.
mean, and you would have to put the vehicle in a box trailer because everybody's looking for that damn vehicle. Even,
Mhm.
I'll give it to you this way, even video, even cameras, because now there's a bolo out for the car because it's missing. So it would catch, that scan would catch her license plates unless they went to an area where there is no camera to scan the plates. So I'll,
Our PayPal says it doesn't exist. I'll have to check on that, Pointer Lover. Thank you for letting me know. I'm not really sure.
As Hockett, I don't think you did, but I may have sat on my phone or tapped my, and if you did, oh
No.
gosh, I hope not, but I'm gonna put the blame on
Oh,
me.
we're gonna put her S Hockett. Let me tell you something. If she times you
Uh,
out for any reason, I'm gonna put her in timeout. She's gonna have to sit in
because
front of
I was trying, because this is
because
I
why I
didn't
S
needed,
see
Hockett
this is
her in
why I
that
need a
timeout.
toy
hey,
car. This is why I can't play with my phone as a car. I need a toy. I need like a Tonka truck.
I
uh,
didn't see it though. You know how we can see it as mods? Has any of the other mods seen it? I haven't seen it. Oh,
Oh, that is.
some thug can see. I'm gonna leave it to her to
mm-hmm.
Oh my
Since
gosh.
you don't see it in
weird.
the
I've been
chat.
commenting the whole time and I only see my last comment. I haven't seen your comments either, love. I'm so sorry. Sincerely, from the bottom of my
Mm-hmm.
heart, I really, really, really apologize. If there was an act, it was an accident, because we love you, and I would be
Mm-hmm.
mortified to know that we actually did that.
So we
um,
apologize.
yes, please. Let's see. Give me in French.
I just
Is
put,
it suspicious how the Gabby girl and the Kylie girl were both found, and Gabby?
Mm,
So
I don't.
yeah, I've been calling this Gabby Petito 2.0 for a reason, but I will leave and it's not the obvious reason that you think, to be honest. It's not, I'm not pointing fingers at any boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, or anything like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
I've been calling it behind the scenes that for some time, because when I feel more comfortable, I'll let you know why. But I promise you, it doesn't go unnoticed, I think, by a lot of true crime people.
It's poetic irony at its best.
And it's not conspiracy. Like it's not a conspiracy thing for me. It's not actually ironic. It's interesting, actually. It's an interesting thing. Yes, I did notice that. Ask your bartender to take a step back from social media offline. Oh, girl, me too. Me too. And I'm going to actually say something else about this is I do not want to get involved in the drama of this case. I want to focus on the facts.
Mhm.
I don't, bringing up the gentleman from last night and Zav is the last time I'm going to address another creator on creator business here. That's
Right.
just because I have a world of respect for our friend Zav. But I do not want this to turn into, for our channel, another Summer Wells, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
And that, it can happen. We will be discussing facts here. We will be showing facts here. What we find, the very little that we have, we will show you, and we will present you with timelines that are as accurate as we can find. But we will not be participating in the gossip and the silliness that goes on elsewhere. So if that's your jam, we may not be to your taste. We're kind of fact driven. We're kind of dry like that. Just FYI for the community, for those coming in, we handle things a little bit differently. We're going to try and stay really focused on the true crime portion of this and a little less on the hearsay. I now think it was an accident. Do ya? See?
And let me add to where I was talking about the truth teller Sammy earlier.
Yes.
I just wanted to make this clear that I'm not saying she's actually, she actually harmed Kiely. I'm not actually saying that. I just find that Sammy's statements a tad bizarre. So I'm just trying to make sense of it. I'm not actually accusing her of harming her, just so you know that.
For a good friend, she left her good friend.
Yeah. Shame on her for that.
Yeah. I mean, just that alone, it annoys me. It annoys me as a mom and as a friend. No man left behind. I don't even care.
Right.
I don't let people walk out with toilet paper on their shoe. You think I'm going to leave my quote unquote good friend? No.
Well, when my son rides the 4-wheelers and stuff, and my nephew lives like 10 minutes away, so they make it a rule, if not 10 minutes away, he just lives right down the road, but if they're not home within 10 minutes, when they left, they call me, get a hold of me to make sure they make it home safe. And he's young. That's crazy. That's the rule. That's a golden rule right there.
Yeah.
Don't leave your friends behind, especially intoxicated friends, as she said.
Well, girls who are 16, beautiful girls who are 16 years old and have, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ladies on panel, did we witness maybe a funny scam with Sammy?
I don't know. I
sincerely
hope not.
We're not, and I'm not going down that route. That's yeah.
No, the
offense,
only fundraising that we will be doing will be for dive teams here. Chaos Divers is another one. They're also on their way, and I did want to mention this. They're on the way to Iowa. Chaos Divers works with, or used to, Jason or Justin. Oh my God, my brain just Jared,
yeah.
And then is it Jason from Chaos? No, Justin. Jason is Nita. See, you guys, we know we know a lot of divers. I'm so sorry for messing that up. The Chaos is on their way to Iowa to, I believe, search again for a cold case Harry Milligan that we've been working on for a long time. We wish them the absolute best on that. And if you're inclined, please go subscribe to Chaos as well. They They too are amazing at what they do. They're not as big as AWP, but they are really good friends with AWP and they work together. So, make sure that you support not just one, but all. She has lied regardless. What is S. Hackett? I want to make sure to get S. Hackett above everybody else right now. Well, she has. Yes, I agree. And they did not drink. Right? You drink Trulies from the can unless you're doing shots. And
Trulies?
Jacob, thank you. Good God. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. They are, Jacob and Lindsay, they are fantastic and they have been so kind as well. And please go and support them as well. Actually, let me drop their link too.
Oh, scary me, that's so true. And that's Hackett. That drove Crazy Mama mad as well. when don't you remember when I called you about that and you were like, why does she keep saying they drank from the same cup? Or like,
oh yeah, I was like, timestamp. Pay attention to this timestamp or what she said. Like, I had it all wrote down. I got a notebook on her.
She does. She has a solid, and her points are valid, and she backs them up with the timestamp on your video. So it's not, she'll say, here, go look at this at this point in the video and tell me what you think.
Right. Because I hear things wrong. I hear things differently, than Tia or LFT may. So help me understand the way you heard it versus the way I heard it. Because hell, I can hear it wrong sometimes, and I get that.
I hear things wrong all the time. I get corrected all the time, and I love it. That's one of the reasons why I love working with you guys, because we see things so differently. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we have to yell, scream, and holler for our points to get across, but 90% of the time, you guys are right. You know what I mean? And so it's great for me because I get to learn. So I appreciate the difference. And that's why I welcome so many people coming into chat with a different opinion than what we have, because I learn from the differences.
Right.
Yeah. And the hugs and I love yous when she left.
Oh God.
At this.
And 5 minutes later,
still
calls her.
No, my problem is there when she left. Mm-hmm. Boom. That's my biggest.
Oh, and when the party was over, how many times did she make that statement? Mm-hmm. Because I thought Sammy left early, but yet she says when the party was over.
We have all of the interviews from all of the people, and we don't write them down. It's something we can actually do. Oh God, I know. Thank God we don't do it anymore.
Yeah, thanks to the girls not being in this in the beginning, I've got my notebooks out and I have so much notes handwritten, timestamps, because yes.
But you know what? You can also reflect on memory, which I have to go look up where it says it. I'm like, oh, I know she said it in this interview, but I have to go look it up, where you're like, no, it's here, because you wrote it down and you were present. So there's that too.
Then we've started
just like
more stuff. Based on, from what I could tell, it's, I think based on our discussions, it's like the next thing that, what can we do at this point that's not so much speculation, but that is a resource and that is, helpful for, as you consider all the elements of this case. So that's what we were thinking, like maybe we do a compilation of interviews from either Sammy or mix of the, her friends, and put that together. And then we've got information about the car to give y'all, like things that can be a solid resource. But it's not meant.
One of the things that law enforcement even states, how I was on that with a lot of things that Captain Brown had stated, because everybody's like, well, they didn't have the side sonar. And I'm like, no, he even states, he said, I mean to clarify, because there's so many levels to this. We had boats, we had side sonars, which allows you to see things, certain types of fish finders, which can go lower into the water. So they had those. They had that stuff. It's just, I don't think they're just not as good at reading them like AWP. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we'll put things out on community posts, but we are trying to put things in our Facebook group so that people can kind of take a look at them at their leisure. So if you want to join our Facebook group, the link's down below, and we'll start putting in, our spreadsheets, our timelines, our videos, and things like that in there. So you guys get it. I think that's a good place for us to drop the initial portion of the information. Not that we won't put it on community. Listen, we're all working from the same pile.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it's presented.
Right.
And Frog,
and how we take it.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Exactly. Interpretation.
If we put any map stuff out, like.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, if Frog is still in here, I said, if we are to put, some of our map information or scenarios out, please comment on it, because someone who, like you said, kind of knows the area, give us the feedback. We're all about it, because at this point,
I'd love to have a conversation behind the scenes with this guy. Like, he seems to know the area. I just, I would have had him up today, except we kind of had our momentum going, so I apologize. But if he wants to have a conversation behind the scenes and maybe do a live another time, totally cool with me, no problem. I like to hear what people have to say. So,
but you got to prove it and not just speculate. You got to explain how you got the information you got.
Talk to us like we're a toddler and walk us through it.
Yeah, just show. Yeah, if you have the proof, I want to see, because especially if you're a local to the area and you know more. I mean, right there, you already have more information than I have. So, does anybody have anything else? Like, I don't want to shut it down. We're still yapping away, and yet at the same time, I want to be cognizant of other people's time. And
let me add this about the toe dude, about his description of the.
Sorry, I tried to hold it in.
Because toe dude.
Yeah, I'm done. That's it. That's his new name.
Okay, I keep referring back to him as that. But okay, from how he described the male there with the ball cap, the hair come up out of the hat. Well, everybody's speculating that's Jagger, and this is just my opinion. Jagger had long hair, or has long hair, so he wouldn't describe the hat just coming up, or the hair coming up out of the hat like that, flipping up. Like, to me, that's not long hair.
The hat thing is so inconsequential to me, because locally, who doesn't wear the team? That's exactly what I see. Toe dude, toe as in foot. Yeah. Who doesn't wear their local team's hat? So you have millions of people who have that same damn hat and dark hair. I can't. You're going to have to give me more. And I'm not saying it is him. I'm not saying it isn't. Right. I need more. I'm with you on that one, Crazy Mama.
Yeah, because everybody went to, he described Jagger. It was Jagger. No.
I'm with Crazy Mama. I thought the same thing too. When he said, a little bit of hair, like the wispy, no. I think if it was I consider, in my personal opinion, yes, Jagger's hair is longer. That's more than wispy or the flipping out of under, like the shaggy hair. That's slightly different. I'm
done. This is Nick's new name, Toe Dude. Toe as in foot, not toe as in truck. I can't.
I gave Nick a new name, Toe Dude.
Toe Dude. The threats made so many people did it for me. I know.
Okay, that other guy.
What do you think with the guy with the shorter brown hair, with Jay and Kate when taping the signs up? I mean, I think that it is a needle in a haystack when we're talking about this hat. And
you know how many guys in that area fits that description?
Right. And that's, hey, Autumn Renee, thanks for coming in. Hey.
Autumn Renee and Pointer Lover were up late last night. I do remember seeing them. And
I just want to say that I had a little fun with Autumn Renee last night, and I'm just going to leave it at that. We just had a little fun. Winky, winky. I pictured a big toe. Me too. But I'm glad you're here, Autumn. We really appreciate it. I just think we don't have enough to speculate who it was yet. And until AWP or the police or whoever wants to release more, I welcome it. I can't wait to see it. I'm on the edge of my seat. But isn't that Jay's brother? I have to look at the picture that you're referring to.
I think I saw one earlier. Was it clipped within like a group shot? Because the picture I think I saw today for the first time, I was like, that
yes,
hair was more.
He's actually in a bro tank too.
Yeah, and that hair. And I'm not saying this guy is him by any means, but when just what Crazy Mom was saying about the length, the hair coming out of the hat, that was more hell. If I have my hair up in a ponytail and like only a little bit comes out of a hat, that's more of like what the toe guy was describing to me. And then that picture that I saw this morning, I was like, that sounded more along the lines of what he was describing, not so much Jaggers.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that guy is the person. I just meant comparison of like how they look.
I'm just curious to see when the information drops. I want to like I'm waiting, and until then we'll be working on what we have, but we don't have much. I'm not gonna lie. And anybody that says they have a ton or they know the answer or they this that bring it. Show me. Where's your proof?
Right.
I want to learn from you. Tell me where you got it.
Yeah, change my mind.
Please.
I love that.
Me too. I mean, we got to change her mind last night. It was amazing.
Right.
I've had my mind changed, from accident to foul play. So maybe it'll go back to accident again. I don't know. Just, I need more proof.
Not me. Oh.
Yeah. No, I know. You're set.
Oh, shit.
Oh no, we do go nuts here. We do. We absolutely attack it. Oh yes, ma'am. do too. I have a book filled with this case. Oh yay. Okay. Fair enough, Kez. We love you and thank you.
Get some sleep.
Yeah, please put your feet up, get some rest. Thank you guys so much for being here. Before I close out, I just want to thank my ladies and my besties and all of their hard work and getting me to understand this horrific case. Thank you guys for being here. And is there anything else? I don't want to skip over or forget anything.
No, but I love how chat gets involved and asks questions or gives their opinion. This is what we like. Like, it's a healthy discussion. We're not all going to agree, and that's okay.
Well, let's what I said with that fraud guy coming in. Like I said, where are you getting this from? And he was bringing it. I don't know. I don't know him, but he had some great things to say, and I'm open-minded enough to check things out. Oh, Nay, you're the bestest. We love you. You're one of us. Well,
that's right.
You're all one of us. So,
and if you haven't ordered Nay D's music melts, holy shit, you're missing out.
We always say that she sponsors us. She really doesn't, but we don't have any sponsors. So nadiesmusicmelts.com.
Not only do they smell good, she packages everything so cute.
Yeah.
You know that we knew about these music melts a year ago because of because of the person next to you on panel right now. Don't you remember when she told us about them?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No,
and I keep going into order, and I'm like, I have nothing to burn them with. I have to wait till everything's out of storage so I can get my burners back in each room.
And it wasn't so much the sense that I remembered. It was Crazy Mama being like, look how this packaged. Look at this one. Like, picture.
It was the care and the love that went into it. But from what I understand, and Jen Sharp's the one who told me, like, the smell is unbelievably great.
Yep.
Like, just amazeballs. Yep. So musicmelts.com. Go. order yourself some stuff, and I will be ordering as soon as I find something to burn it in. I'm going to be ordering tons and tons.
And even though they smell yummy, you cannot eat them. Nadine's
Oh, good
already
God.
stressed that.
Please don't eat them. Don't feed them to your
They smell yummy.
animals. Don't do any of that. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for supporting us. Please go. Good night, Kez. Wait, before I go, did you know when Kiely should have turned right and the road is made? Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, me. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We are so grateful for your support. Please go sub to those channels that we dropped, mentioned, and love and adore, and show your support to them as well. Everyone stay safe, be well, and we will catch you on the next one. Have a good day.
Thank y'all so much.